In Kingston, Massachusetts, the Muddy Pond Wilderness Preserve is thriving. Rare flowers are growing back, while vernal pools nourish plants and animals. The Northeast Wilderness Trust is rewilding these 322 acres, allowing the land to return to its uncultivated state. The trust also formed a key partnership.
Given the history of first contact, it's especially important and significant that this land has been returned to the Wampanoag Nation.
The Mashpee-based Native Land Conservancy, or NLC, is an Indigenous-led land conservation group. They are also rewilding 32 acres at Muddy Pond, says Communications and Programs Director Paula Peters, a citizen of the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe.
The Native Land Conservancy has about 460 acres of land with cultural respect easements on them. The land is available to Indigenous people for foraging, for recreation, for ceremony. Ultimately, we want to bring back the land to its native condition. Also, we do want to restore some structures here. Today we have some volunteers that will be helping us to remove some invasive species.
Yeah, so this is another bad guy. This is bittersweet. One of the ways to recognize it is it has these orange roots.
Russ Cohen is a naturalist and wild foods expert.
So this is a non-native plant that likes to grow in sandy areas. The plant's called autumn olive. Several nonprofit organizations and state agencies planted it in the 1960s and 70s before they realized it was invasive.
In the fall, Cohen makes a dried fruit leather from the autumn olive.
It's like if grapes and apples were mixed together and you made a fruit leather from it.
The Native Land Conservancy is also monitoring Muddy Pond for rare and unusual wildlife, says Executive Director Deanna Reese.
We're in kind of the northern range of the coastal pine barrens ecosystem, which is a threatened habitat. It has a really unique collection of plants and animals here. There are 5 species of bats, including the tricolored bat, which is an endangered species.
The Indigenous philosophy is that we live in balance with nature. In that circle of life, every other element is important, whether it's the trees or the river or the deer or the fish or the blade of grass. Man is no more important than that blade of grass because we all hold each other up.
Not far away in Plymouth, the largest freshwater wetlands restoration in New England, the Tidmarsh Wildlife Sanctuary.
Mass Audubon and a lot of other organizations look at land conservation through the lens of what's most important to protecting biodiversity, to accomplishing our carbon objectives and achieving clean water and clean air.
David O'Neill is president of Mass Audubon.
Tidmarsh is a former working cranberry bog. It's 481 acres now, a wildlife sanctuary. In the heart of Plymouth, you have about 13,000 acres of cranberry bogs. And the cranberry industry, sadly, is turning over. Conservation organizations can partner to look at restoring those cranberry bogs in a system that's incredibly biologically diverse.
Tidmarsh has 4 miles of trails, including a new all-persons trail.
There's an incredibly unique pine barren ecosystem that's been restored on the property. There are now 530 species of plants and animals living in that place now. There were about 8 dams on the site. We've removed all of those dams, and now we see heron running back up into Tidmarsh. If you saw the before and then the after, you too would feel like there's hope for the world.
Yes, O'Neill says there is a constant flood of dire news about climate change and the environment. Even so,
this is the most hopeful time ever in protecting the environment. There's more policy that's set up to address environmental issues than there's ever been. There's more resources that are focused on these issues than there have ever been. And more people care and get out in nature and are fighting for these issues than there have ever been. Feel some hope, get involved, be active, and be part of the movement that helps us address these challenges.
Wow. And the NLC is the first native-run land conservation group east of Mississippi.
Right, and they're a national organization. They are based in Mashpee, but they're national, and they're looking to expand. They actually just acquired some land in Alabama, so they're starting to spread out a bit.
That's okay. Coming up, what to save and the debate over how to save it.